All right. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining me for another video. So this video is inspired by a meeting I had with one of my students' parents, and this is regarding his goal to attend veterinarian school. So vet school would be the professional school, so he would have to, of course, go to undergrad first and then apply to vet schools and then attend another 4 years at a vet school. And the talk was about the cost in terms of how much the parents needed to plan so that they could be able to send their son to vet school. And this is always a hard conversation whenever I have to discuss financial planning with the parents. And this has become really the main focus in terms of where their kids should attend school. And also sometimes like what they should study. And really it shouldn't be, but given the times that we're living in, this is the reality. And a lot of parents, well, first of all, they don't want to really tap into retirement. Obviously, the living costs nowadays are high as they are. So people are worried even if they have enough retirement. Secondly, as in this case, this is the second child. So parents already have loans that they took out for their first kid when their first kid was in school. So I just wanted to put this video out there in case other parents are thinking about this, but it's just too much. So they don't want to break it down in their head, or they are unaware. And that, no, a lot of ways that's worse because suddenly you have to face all these costs and you didn't prepare for it mentally and emotionally. So I'm going to show this example about my student who's currently a ninth grader. He's expressed that he definitely wants to become a vet. His parents support that. They think he's going to do a great job. I think he's going to do a great job. And we looked at the numbers for the tuition costs for both undergrad and vet school, so the professional school after he graduates from undergrad, and what it would amount to. And the parents expressed that they wanted their son to attend an in-state school like University of California so that the tuition costs would be lower. And so basing this upon the fact that he would get into a UC, and so his undergrad in-state tuition would be about 15,000, and this I'm basing off of UC Davis. That's the school he wants to be able to get into. But of course, if he decides that he's going to live in the dorms and there's some other extra fees that also come along, the parents are prepared to face the overall cost of 30,000 per year for 4 years. But they are not willing to face the cost for veterinarian school. Just a second. My cat is calling me. Nathan, do you want to come inside? No? You need to come inside? Okay. So veterinarian school, like I said before, is 4 years. And so on average, if he were to go to a vet school that's on the cheaper end, like UC Davis, as UC Davis has a great vet school, then their parents are looking at paying 32,000 per year, and that's just in tuition and fees. A lot of times vet school is really difficult to get into. It's more difficult than medical school. So if their son doesn't get his first choice and just kind of has to go to the vet school that he gets accepted to, 1 year can be as expensive as $60,000 per year. Okay, and we're looking at 4 years. On average, uh, a student that graduates from vet school will come out with debt about sorry, I'm just looking at my notes here. The average debt for someone who has the degree of a doctor of veterinary medicine the average is 180,000. The starting salary of a veterinarian is about 100,000. And if they have their own private practice, which usually isn't the case, but if they do, then they can make a little bit more, which is 120,000. So obviously the salary the salary is so little compared to the amount of debt that they have to pay off, right? So they're looking at decades of paying off this debt. And for the parents, they're just like, look, I don't want my kid to be drowning in debt the moment they graduate. When are they going to get started in life? And I think this is a huge concern, not just with vet school, but also students who decide that they're going to go to medical school or and pursue any other professional degree. Um, so the solution that we came up with was, what if their son was open to pursuing a degree abroad and basically not even going undergrad, not going to an undergraduate school in the United States, but doing his undergraduate degree abroad and earning a Bachelor of Science of Veterinary Medicine at a school that's accredited by the American Veterinary Medical Association. A lot of times parents will say, well, in Poland or Austria, it's much cheaper. First of all, always look at what the tuition is for international students. Usually it's going to be like double or triple, and you just want to make sure that you're not looking at the local residents' tuition, you're looking at international students' tuition. Secondly, you want to make sure that that school is accredited by AVMA, which is the governing group that allows people to practice veterinary medicine. And so you want to be able to make sure that that degree that you get is actually going to allow you to practice in the United States, assuming that your child wants to come back and work in the US. So the solution that we came up with is that he could try for University of Edinburgh in Scotland. The tuition there is quite high as well for international students. It's about £34,000, which translates roughly to about $45,000. This is per year. The degree is 5 years. He would graduate with a Bachelor of Science of Veterinary Medicine, which would actually allow him to practice as a vet in the United States. And just given that his parents were ready to basically put aside about $100,000 for his undergraduate degree, they would be applying this amount to his time at the University of Edinburgh. So then even if he were to take out loans and go into debt, the amount of debt that he would come out with would be about half of what he would be taking out in terms of loans if he were in the United States. So that was the other option. It is worthwhile to look at some schools abroad. I am increasingly seeing students look into programs for international students at prestigious universities, so universities that are well known, that have a great reputation in other countries. The main thing though is to make sure that that whatever you're pursuing is also, whatever degree you're pursuing, excuse me, would be also recognized in the United States. So just like I mentioned, for the vet degree, the American Veterinary Medical Association has a list of accredited schools abroad that allow students who graduate from their programs to then practice in the United States. So you want to just look and make sure that all of those um, finer points, you just want to make a checklist and make sure that you go through everything and make sure that you do get your degree. It allows you to practice or pursue what you'd like in the United States. So if there are any questions or comments about this, I am more than happy to discuss more later on, but I'd like to to be able to be more specific, just like I was able to kind of use the numbers for UC Davis and the University of Edinburgh. I know this is a huge topic, so and what I mean by huge topic, there's people coming from all different backgrounds in terms of what financial aid they can qualified for, what loans they should take out, subsidized versus unsubsidized. So so that's what I mean by huge topic. There's all these other smaller categories, and I'm happy to go into more depth and explain some of my experiences that I've had with my students and their parents. But just let me know what topics you're interested in. All right, I hope that was helpful. And good luck to all the parents out there who are navigating this crazy financial uh, system that's in place for higher education, because I also think that these costs are just out of control. But it is what it is. Okay.